India and Canada are locked in a serious diplomatic crisis, one that has captured the attention of the entire world. The situation escalated rapidly following accusations by Canada of India's alleged involvement in the assassination of Hardeep Singh Nijjar, a claim that has been vehemently denied by Indian officials. Nijjar, a Canadian citizen and Sikh activist, was killed in June 2023, sparking outrage and grief within the Sikh community in Canada and beyond. This tragic event has sent shockwaves through both nations and the global community, raising questions about the safety and rights of activists worldwide. The core issue revolves around allegations of extrajudicial killings and the role of state actors, a topic that has long been a contentious issue in international relations. This crisis has far-reaching implications for diplomacy, security, and international relations, potentially altering the dynamics between not just India and Canada, but also their allies and adversaries. The world is watching closely as two major democracies clash, with media outlets providing constant updates and analysis on the unfolding situation. At the heart of the matter is the delicate balance between national sovereignty and international law, a balance that is often difficult to maintain in the face of such serious allegations. The stakes are high, with potential consequences for trade, security partnerships, and the global fight against terrorism. Both nations have much to lose if the situation is not resolved amicably. How this situation unfolds will have lasting impacts on both countries and serve as a litmus test for the international community's commitment to upholding the rule of law. The resolution, or lack thereof, will be closely scrutinized by nations around the world, setting a precedent for how similar crises might be handled in the future. Hardeep Singh Nijjar was a prominent figure in the Sikh community, known for his leadership and dedication. He was known for his advocacy related to the Khalistani movement, a sensitive and controversial issue in India that calls for a separate Sikh homeland. His assassination on Canadian soil sent shockwaves through the Sikh diaspora and beyond, leaving the community in deep mourning and raising questions about safety and justice. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau directly accused the Indian government of involvement in the killing, a bold move that has significant diplomatic implications. He cited credible intelligence as the basis for these accusations, further escalating tensions between the two nations and drawing international attention. India has vehemently denied any involvement in the assassination, calling the allegations baseless and politically motivated. The Indian government has labelled the accusations as absurd and motivated, insisting that they are part of a larger political agenda. However, Canada has expelled a senior Indian diplomat in a clear demonstration of its stance, signalling a serious diplomatic rift. This expulsion, a rare occurrence in diplomatic relations, underscores the severity of the situation and the potential for long-term repercussions on Canada-India relations. The international community watches closely as this situation unfolds, with global leaders and media outlets reacting to the escalating tensions and the potential impact on international diplomacy. India has responded with fury and indignation to the accusations. The Indian government has categorically denied any role in the assassination. It has called on Canada to provide concrete evidence to support its claims. India maintains that it is a democracy that respects the rule of law. It argues that it would never condone such actions on foreign soil. India has also pointed to Canada's history of providing refuge to individuals it considers extremists. It accuses Canada of harboring individuals with links to terrorism and separatist movements. India has long been frustrated by what it perceives as Canada's inaction against such groups. This diplomatic row has brought these simmering tensions to the forefront. The Khalistani movement seeks to create an independent Sikh homeland in the Punjab region of India. This idea has deep historical roots, tracing back to the partition of India in 1947, which left many Sikhs feeling marginalized and without a homeland of their own. This movement has been a source of tension between India and Sikh communities, particularly in Canada and the UK. These countries have significant Sikh populations who often express their support through protests and community gatherings, keeping the issue alive on the international stage. The movement gained traction in the 1980s, culminating in a violent period in Punjab. This era was marked by widespread unrest, militant activities, and a heavy-handed response from the Indian government, leading to numerous casualties and a lasting impact on the region. While its influence has waned, it remains a sensitive issue in India. The memories of the violences and the political turmoil of the 1980s still linger, making it a topic that evokes strong emotions and reactions. Canada is home to a significant Sikh population, many of whom sympathize with Sikh nationalist aspirations. The presence of Sikh temples and cultural events in Canadian cities highlights the community's vibrant and active role in Canadian society. This creates a complex domestic political landscape for Canada. Politicians must navigate the fine line between supporting the rights of their Sikh constituents and maintaining diplomatic relations with India, a key international partner. The Canadian government must balance its commitment to freedom of expression with its responsibility to address India's security concerns. This balancing act often leads to diplomatic tensions and requires careful negotiation and dialogue. The assassination of Nijjar has reignited this debate and placed Canada in a difficult position. The incident has brought the Khalistani issue back into the spotlight, forcing Canadian officials to address both domestic and international ramifications and highlighting the ongoing complexities of this historical movement. Section 5. Canada's position and internal pressures. Canada finds itself in a difficult position. On the one hand, it has a duty to protect its citizens and uphold the rule of law. The accusations against India, if true, represent a grave breach of international norms. On the other hand, Canada has a long-standing relationship with India, encompassing trade, investment, and people-to-people ties. The Canadian government is facing pressure from within its Sikh community. Many are demanding justice for Nijjar and concrete action against India. This pressure adds to the complexity of the situation. Canada must carefully consider its next steps, balancing its domestic concerns with the potential fallout on the international stage. Section 6. The international community takes notice. The diplomatic row between India and Canada has sent ripples across the international community. The United States, a close ally of both countries, has expressed concern. The UK, Australia, and other nations are monitoring the situation closely. This crisis highlights the delicate balance of power in the Indo-Pacific region. The accusations against India, if proven true, have the potential to damage its international reputation. It also raises concerns about the use of extrajudicial killings and the erosion of international norms. The international community is watching closely to see how India responds to the allegations and what steps Canada will take next. Section 7. Economic and political consequences. The diplomatic standoff has significant economic and political consequences. India and Canada share substantial trade and investment ties. The crisis threatens to disrupt these economic relations. Businesses on both sides are anxious about the potential fallout. Politically, the crisis has strained bilateral relations. It has also emboldened anti-India elements within Canada and elsewhere. This could lead to further tensions and complicate efforts to address shared challenges such as terrorism and climate change. To Section 8. The US navigates a diplomatic tightrope. The United States finds itself in a delicate position. It is a close ally of both India and Canada. The US has significant strategic interests in the Indo-Pacific region, where India is a key player. However, it also values its relationship with Canada and its commitment to upholding democratic values. The US is urging both sides to exercise restraint and engage in dialogue. It is also encouraging a transparent and impartial investigation into the assassination of Nijjar. The US is walking a diplomatic tightrope, seeking to avoid alienating either ally while upholding its own principles. Section 9. Charting a path forward. Dialogue or discord. The path forward for India and Canada remains uncertain. Dialogue and diplomacy are crucial to de-escalating tensions. Both sides must be willing to engage in good faith and address each other's concerns. A transparent and credible investigation into the assassination is essential to establishing the facts and restoring trust. However, the deep mistrust and conflicting narratives make finding common ground challenging. The international community has a role to play in facilitating dialogue and mediating between the two countries. The outcome of this crisis will have lasting implications for the future of India-Canada relations and the broader international order. Section 10, conclusion, a test for global diplomacy. The India-Canada diplomatic crisis is a stark reminder of the fragility of international relations. It underscores the importance of upholding international law, respecting national sovereignty, and resolving conflicts through peaceful means. The world is watching closely to see how this situation unfolds. This crisis is a test for global diplomacy. It demands a collective response to uphold the rules-based international order and prevent further escalation. The stakes are high, and the outcome will have far-reaching consequences for all involved.